Before headphones existed, music was almost always public. If you wanted to hear sound, other people heard it too. Radios filled entire rooms. Gramophones entertained families together. Music belonged to shared spaces, not private moments. There was no such thing as carrying your own soundtrack through the world. That changed slowly and then all at once. The story of headphones is not just about technology. It is about isolation and identity, freedom, focus, and the strange human desire to disappear into sound. It began in the late 19th century. In 1881, one of the earliest headphone-like devices appeared in Britain. It was created for telephone operators and weighed several kilograms. Users wore massive speakers resting on the shoulders while receivers sat against the ears. It looked absurd by modern standards, but it introduced an important idea. Sound could be personal. At the time, headphones were not entertainment devices. They were tools for communication. Telephone systems, military operators, and radio technicians needed ways to hear signals clearly without broadcasting sound into entire rooms. Then, in the early 1900s, inventor Nathaniel Baldwin built one of the first modern headphone designs in his kitchen. His handmade headphones delivered much clearer audio than many existing systems, and the United States Navy quickly became interested. Military communication helped push headphone technology forward. During both World Wars, operators, pilots, and soldiers relied on headsets for radio communication. Clear audio could mean the difference between success and disaster. Headphones became symbols of precision and concentration and of technology, but ordinary people still did not use them for music. That began changing during the rise of home radio. Throughout the 1920s and the 1930s, headphones allowed listeners to hear broadcasts privately, especially in homes where loud radios might disturb others. Early models were uncomfortable, heavy, and limited in sound quality, but they offered something revolutionary: a private listening experience. For the first time, sound could belong to one person. Then came a major leap. In 1958, musician and inventor John C. Koss created the first stereo headphones designed specifically for music listening. Unlike earlier communication headsets, these headphones focused on immersion and audio enjoyment. This was a turning point. Music no longer felt distant, it surrounded the listener. Stereo sound created depth, direction, and atmosphere. Instruments seemed to occupy space around the head. Listening became emotional in a completely new way. By the 1960s and 1970s, headphones slowly entered consumer culture, yet they remained relatively niche until another invention changed everything forever. In 1979, Sony released the Walkman. The Walkman did not invent portable music, but it transformed it into a global lifestyle. Suddenly, millions of people could walk through cities, ride buses, exercise, or travel while listening privately through lightweight headphones. This changed more than convenience. It changed human behavior. The outside world remained the same, but emotionally, everything felt different with music playing directly into the ears. Streets became cinematic, long journeys became personal, silence became optional. The headphones became inseparable from identity. People chose music that reflected mood, personality, rebellion, loneliness, energy, or escape. For many teenagers especially, headphones became emotional armor against the outside world, and the market exploded. Throughout the 1980s, headphone designs became smaller, lighter, and more stylish. Foam ear pads, adjustable bands, and portable designs turned headphones into everyday accessories. Then the digital age arrived. In the 1990s, CDs, portable Discman players, and early computers changed listening habits again. Audio quality improved dramatically, but portability still had limitations. CD players skipped when moved too much, and wired headphones constantly tangled in pockets and backpacks. Even so, headphones had become part of daily life. Then came the MP3 revolution. During the late 1990s and the early 2000s, compressed digital music allowed thousands of songs to fit into tiny devices. Portable MP3 players and eventually the iPod transformed how people carried music. And alongside those devices came iconic white earbuds. When Apple released the iPod in 2001, the earbuds became instantly recognizable around the world. Unlike large headphones, earbuds were subtle, lightweight, and always portable. Music had never been so mobile. Entire libraries could now fit into a pocket. This era changed listening habits dramatically. People no longer listened only at home or during specific moments. Music became constant background to commuting, studying, walking, exercising, and everyday life. Headphones were no longer occasional devices. They became permanent companions. Then smartphones absorbed everything. Throughout the 2010s, phones replaced MP3 players, cameras, GPS devices, and many other standalone technologies. Streaming services placed millions of songs instantly online, while mobile internet removed the need to download large music collections beforehand. Headphones evolved alongside this shift. Manufacturers improved sound quality, comfort, and design. Gaming headsets became popular. Noise-canceling technology improved rapidly. Premium brands turned headphones into fashion statements as much as audio devices. Then, one controversial decision changed the industry forever. In 2016, Apple removed the headphone jack from the iPhone. At first, many people mocked the decision. Wired headphones had existed for generations and seemed universal. But the move accelerated the adoption of wireless audio faster than almost anyone expected. Bluetooth earbuds suddenly became the future. Then came AirPods. When Apple introduced AirPods in 2016, many people laughed at their appearance. But within a few years, wireless earbuds became one of the most successful consumer electronics categories in the world. The reason was simple: convenience. No tangled wires, no unplugging, no catching cables on bags or jackets. Music became frictionless. By the late 2010s and early 2020s, wireless earbuds dominated everyday listening. Competitors quickly entered the market, adding advanced features such as active noise cancellation, transparency modes, touch controls, and spatial audio. Headphones were no longer only for music. They became communication devices, work tools, gaming accessories, and lifestyle products. Then the pandemic accelerated another shift. During 2020 and 2021, millions of people suddenly worked, studied, and communicated from home. Video calls exploded, and headphones became essential daily equipment for work and education. People were now wearing headphones for hours every day. Comfort, microphones, and battery life became just as important as sound quality. At the same time, premium audio culture grew rapidly. Companies developed studio-quality headphones capable of extraordinary detail. Audiophiles spent thousands on high-end listening experiences, while casual users prioritized portability and convenience. The market split into multiple worlds: professional, casual, gaming, luxury, fitness, travel, and then artificial intelligence entered the picture. By 2024 to 2026, modern headphones had become astonishingly intelligent. Some models could automatically adjust sound based on surroundings, track head movement, isolate voices in crowded areas, and translate conversations in real time. Certain devices even monitored posture, hearing health, and environmental noise exposure. The headphones were beginning to understand the listener. At the same time, spatial audio and immersive sound technologies created experiences that felt increasingly three-dimensional. Music no longer sounded like it came from speakers. It sounded like it existed around you. Today, headphones are among the most personal technologies humans own. They sit directly against the body, close to the brain, shaping emotion, concentration, memory, and mood every single day. And yet their core purpose has remained remarkably consistent for over a century: to make sound feel personal. From giant communication headsets in 1881 to military radio systems, to stereo headphones in 1958, to the Walkman revolution of 1979, to iPod earbuds in 2001, to wireless AI-powered earbuds in 2026, the evolution of headphones tells the story of humanity trying to carry private worlds through public spaces. Because once music entered the ears directly, listening stopped being shared. It became intimate. And if history has taught us anything, the future of headphones may involve far more than sound alone. If you enjoy stories about how ordinary inventions transformed everyday life, subscribe for more evolution of things. Because some of the most powerful revolutions happen silently, right beside our ears.